Well, the time is just gone 19 minutes past 9 as we continue our special day dedicated to the reflections and the commemorating the anniversary of the 7th of October, as Salam Media has been doing for the last 365 days. And we reflect on the Palestinians, on their bravery, on their courage in the face of untold brutality. And the point I have been making over and over again that if there is a nation that has been chosen to take up this cause, a nation that will change the course of this world, it is the Palestinian nation. And they have demonstrated this over and over again, expressing it over and over again, saying, "We are not scared. We are just scared of Allah. We are not scared of the Israeli soldiers. We believe that Allah is going to give us the best, and we are not scared of death." Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. We've heard that over and over again. We have seen martyrs, those that have been buried. We have seen how their loved ones have saluted them. They have congratulated them because they have achieved the ultimate, and they have achieved an honor that should be the envy of many of us. And just before we get to my next guest, talking about this year of reflection, we'll be talking with Rifka Eid, genocide survivor, journalist, and human rights activist from Gaza. She is the mother of two kids, and she will be telling us her story of resilience and the impact of October the 7th on her life. But before that, we're going to go across on the 9th of May 2024. We had an interview, and we will be playing this clip out with Maram Samir, sorry, who was evacuated from Gaza. So let's take a listen to what Maram had to say.
Are you scared, Maram? Are you scared for your life?
No, we are not scaring. We just scare from Allah, and we are not scaring from the Israelis soldiers. And we believe that Allah is going to give us the best. But the person just scared from lose a part of his body. We are not scaring from death. We scared to lose our the people who we love, or you lose a part of our body. That we are scaring of. We are not scaring from death.
Yes, we are not scared, and that speaks of the bravery and the courage of the people of Palestine. And let's go across now to be joined by journalists and human rights activists from Gaza. We're talking, oh, she arrived in South Africa in December last year, 2 months after the genocide began. Rifka Eid. So, Rifka, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, and jazakallah khairan so much for your time.
Walaikum salam, brother Inayat. Thank you for the invitation and for allowing me to talk and share with you my experience.
Yes, clearly, this is a year that has gone past. It has been a year of reflection, and for yourself and for all of us, I would say, even here at Salam Media, and I'm sure looking at yourself, looking at your journey, I'm sure it is quite a heartfelt reflection of your journey for justice and peace, because being a journalist and human rights activist, it is a fight and it is a struggle, but it has also taken a lot of sacrifices, Sister Rivka.
Yes, it's really hard. I'm actually a Palestinian from Gaza. I am originally from the village of Zarnuga, which was ethnically cleansed in 1948. So I am a refugee inside Palestine. But yeah, I mean, I was born and raised in Gaza. And yes, as you said, a genocide survivor. The thing that if it weren't for the genocide, I would have completed my second degree in journalism. Why I chose journalism? Because I strongly believe in the power of the words, and and the need to expose false narrative. And I also inspired by Edward Said saying that every Palestinian must tell his story. So yes, I was able to leave Gaza 2 months after the genocide began. Um, this is only because my husband has a South African passport. I always say that it's a privilege, and this is a privilege. I'm not proud of it. I mean, I'm very grateful that I'm here in the arms of this country that support justice. But I mean, we still have pain. We still have survivor guilt complex. When the foreign passport is the only gateway to save your children's lives, and then you turn your back on your family and your people there. But we choose not to miss this opportunity to save our children. They are 6 and 7 years old, and especially after our house, our car, their school, even our university was bombed. So yes, I have a painful experience. My kids have trauma. We lost everything. I lost even my memory because I left all my photos there. And but now, after a whole year of the genocide, more than 41,000 martyrs, there are tens of thousands still under the rubble. So maybe 10,000. No one can know the right number, and 7% of them are from women and children, including 50 members of my husband's first and second cousins. Same crimes against civilians in Lebanon. After all of this, I feel very reluctant to complain compared to experience of our people there. Um, if you allow me, just I want to highlight a point on our life before 7th of October. So I don't feel I want to go into the details of my experience. Um, Life in Gaza before 7th of October was not rosy. We were more than 2 million people crammed into 365 square kilometer in the largest open prison known to the humanity since 2007. Deprived of living in safety, the right of treatment, the right of movement, the right of travel. Um, Electricity, clean water, and we had limited fishing areas and constant shooting on the fishermen and the farmers in the lands adjacent to the barbed wire that separates Gaza from the occupied Palestine. Not to mention the spread of unemployment and despair of the future, and the expectation of genocide aggression. Um, Every couple of years, I myself survived four wars, the fifth of which was the horrific ongoing genocide. Gaza was a big prison that the world has forgotten. Its inhabitants were expected to adapt to the crumbs of bread thrown by the Israeli apartheid state, just because the historical opportunity didn't come to exterminate them and get rid of them. Those Palestinian in Gaza who always remind them of their right to return, and remind them that Israel itself is a state that was founded on the principles of genocide and ethnic cleansing.
Yes, Sister Rivka. In fact, what you are saying reinforces what we have been covering in the last year as we have covered this genocide in Gaza, and also reinforcing being a journalist yourself when we had Yumna Al Said talking about her own personal experiences and, force to move for the sake of her children as well. And a lot of it was actually very, very heart wrenching. It was actually gut wrenching, bringing people to tears, where the sacrifices as a parent, as a mother, that you have to make. And you have to make this decision where on the one side you have got all your family and you are leaving behind so many people. And I know it's not willingly that you want to leave, but you have to make this decision. You must make this choice for the sake of your children in particular, Sister Rifka.
Thank you so much, Mr. Inayet. I want to talk about also uh, the solidarity here we can touch from South Africa and other countries in the global South. Um, it's because it's also our private and personal stories, but it come in the concept of a bigger picture. So I always admire Angela Davis when she talk about indivisible solidarity, and that no one will be free until we are all free. And this is came in concept of the unity of our oppressors. They use the same tools, and they work together with each other. And also, we can't forget Nelson Mandela said when he said that South Africa will the freedom in South Africa will be incomplete unless the Palestinian they don't free. Um, so I mean, especially now with those vision by Mandela and Davis about solidarity, and after the failure of the Arabs country, and I'm talking about the governments and not the people, and after we saw the support of America and Western to Israel, after all of this, we feel that you are not in solidarity with us. You are not just this, but you are our partners in struggle. But the thing that we need more. So many countries in the global South, they support Palestine. They condemn the genocide, but they still buy weapons and spyware from Israel. So what we need is a complete severance of all relations through the ostracization of the rogue state of Israel. To the moment of its complete isolation, leading to dismantling to the colonial apartheid regime. We need to intensify pressure and support the boycott campaign led by Palestinian BDS. And I invite all people here to visit the website to participate in the campaigns. We need also to continue the legal pursuit of Israel and insist on holding it accountable, especially after the step that has been taken by South Africa to take Israel to the ICJ. We need also from South Africa, as South Africa is leading the global South now, we need to push towards creating a strategy within the African Union countries based on the African Charter of People and of Human and People Rights, to stop the genocide, to reignite the debate on Zionism. Sure, material relief and financial support are important to confront the starvation, important to support the steadfastness of the Palestinian on their land, and to challenge the ethnic cleansing, support to restore the health and education system. But we also emphasize that the Palestinian cause is not a cause of charity. It's a cause of national liberation, and we accept the aid that comes within the framework of solidarity to achieve our equality, justice, and freedom. We need to stop the genocide now. After this whole year, the machine, the killing machine didn't stop any moment in the whole year. We need to stop it. Stop it based on the decision of the ICJ and based on the United Nations Security Council. Withdraw from Gaza Strip in the siege on civilians and bear the cost of reconstructing all destroyed facilities, homes, and infrastructure. We need to implementing the right of return of Palestinian refugees to their original homes from which they were displaced in 1948, as stipulated in United Nations Resolution 194. In addition to the return of all residents of the Gaza Strip to their home, including our families, especially to the north. We need to withdrawal of Israel occupation of the 1967 lands in the Gaza Strip and West Bank following the international law. Which also was voted on by a majority of the United Nations General Assembly in the second half of the last month. Despite the objection of the United States and the abstention of several European countries from voting. So this is my message to all people in solidarity with us. We need to intensify campaigns. We need to end this. We need to be more radical. We need to take action. This is time for action.
Well, this solidarity will definitely continue, Sister Rivka, and we do appreciate you taking time out this morning, talking to us as we commemorate the last year and also beyond that, the 75 years of this brutal occupation of Palestine. We do appreciate you taking time out, and we wish you all the best, inshallah. And as I told my previous guests, that we are commemorating the last year, but today marks the beginning of a new year where we will continue relentless, non-stop in our pursuit for truth, for justice, and more important, the liberation and the freedom of the people of Palestine. We say Jazakallah to you for your time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Rifka Eid with us this morning, and we still have got a lot more to come. And reminding you that this hour of news and views is sponsored by Africa Muslims Agency. Africa Muslims Agency, a beacon of hope to communities for over 35 years and beyond. And before we get to our next guest, Christian Henderson, assistant professor at the Leiden University, we just want to spend a minute looking at the plight of the people of Gaza. As we speak right now, 90% of the population cramped in 10% of the land, because at this point in time, there is limited space. 100,000 people now sleep in the street. And this was on May the 8th, 2024, sleep beside any place, looking for any plastic cover or wood to make shelter. And we've also learned when Yumna Al Said was here, he says it is like living in a greenhouse where there is a lack of oxygen. And one who was evacuated and head of a relief team called Sanabil Al Khair Union was Ashraf Sheikh. So let's listen to Ashraf before we get to Christian Henderson.
There is shortage needs for everything, for medical treatment, for all the for water to drink. Now, after close the Rafah border, will be more and more hard condition for refugees, and now the people crowded in. I told you before, in space, limited space, specific area. It's make pressure about the service in this place in Al Mawasi, Khanounis, and Rafah. You can imagine there is no place for a tent, for shelter to build. Many people, many thousand, many 100,000 people now haven't. They sleep in the street. They sleep beside the any place. They look for any plastic cover or wood to make shelter for them. The organization now cannot do assistant relief organization cannot do more because now everything stopped. Our needs it's big. and what we have, it's a little.